Okay, hello. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to your workout. Here we are. Excellent work. You've got your kit on and you've got your weights ready. That's all very good. So you will have done a warm-up, which might be a nice like walk around the block or some marching and things like that. So we're assuming you are warm. We're going to start with some squat moves here. And all of our intervals are 30 seconds in duration. So if you've got, some sort of timer, that will come in very handy. So, squatting to start with. You're going to hold the weights on the shoulders. You've got your feet a little bit wider than hip width and slightly turned out. 30 seconds. Here we go. 2, 1. Take it into a squat. So bum comes over, heels, stand nice and tall. Bum over heels, stand tall. So use your in-breath to come down into the squat, breathe out to stand. Don't lock the knees as you come up, you're keeping them nice and soft. Lovely, looking good. Squat and stand. Keep them coming, nice controlled movements. Breathe out to stand. Squat it down, drive the heels down. You need your glutes to work. Job done on your squats. So take a little breather and we're going to trade in the weights for a resistance band. Got the band out front at chest high. We're going to start the timer from the top again. And we are going to step back with your right foot. You're going to keep the right hand forward, pull the left elbow back nice and high. 2, 1, off we go. Pull it back, straighten up. Pull back, straighten up. So you don't need to twist here to use this upper back move really productively. Keep shoulders away from ears, but if you do want to put in a little twist, you can. Just tune in to your own body's sort of twisting abilities as the bump enlarges, so the twist range reduces. Last one here, and then bring your feet together underneath you. And we're going to change the leg. We're just going to wait for my timer to beep. 2, 1, step it back. And then into your lunge, you're pulling the right elbow nice and high and wide and straighten up. Relax the shoulders away from ears. Keep a slight flexion on the front elbow. Keep pulling and straightening. Looking good, lovely. Keep it there. Straighten up. So you're driving your back heel high all the time. And if you need a broader base, then just step that foot a little bit wider and give yourself a bit more of a stable base to work from. You'll find that you need that as your bump gets bigger. Bring the feet back. Now, if they feel like too much, then the thing to do is to simply alternate the legs. If you wish, you can alternate them, doing one after the other, and slow it down, take your time. So we're going to do a variation here. You're going to step back, and we're going to take it into a wide pull, drawing the scapula together across the upper back. Let me get this going from the top, and we're going to go in 2, 1, away we go. Pull wide. We're going to do 4 here. Straighten up. 3. Straighten up. Good, good. 2. And straighten, and 1, and then bringing the foot beneath you, change to the other side, stride it back, 4 repeaters. So keep nice and straight and tall in the abs, try to engage your abs, use the out breath to draw up from the base of the abs, and then feet together here, nice relaxed shoulders, give them a little roll to ease off and release them. And then we're moving into our step up, step off move. So you are going to use your single weight and you just take it out to chest height. So we're going to step right, left, and we're going to go in 2, 1, off we go. So it's right, tap the left, right, tap the right, left, right, tap, left, right, left, tap, Weights come to chest high, stand nice and straight and tall. And if you can pick up the tempo a little bit here, do just pick it up, but don't go too crazy. Just want to get the heart and lungs ticking a little bit faster. Step up, step off, and tap. And then if you wish, take a 15-second breather and repeat that for a little bit more work into the heart and lungs. But we are going to move on and have a go with your squat hold variation. So we're going to take 2 weights. We've got 1 on each shoulder. We've got this squat, classic squat position, and we're going to go with that bicep extension once you're in the squat position for 30 seconds. 2, 1, off we go. Squat and hold, extend, curl, and stand it tall. Squat and hold, extend, curl, stand. Squat, we're going to do 2 extensions here. 1, 2, and stand. You can add extensions or reduce extensions. Lovely, stay there for a second one, and stand. We're done, 30 seconds is up. So add or reduce extensions on that variation in order to sort of work within your sort of energies for the day, your strength levels for the day. Then we're going to move into a chair supported move. So finding your chair, and you need a resistance band here. So we're going to put the resistance band underneath the heel of your left hand to start with. You've got a flexion through both knees, and feet are parallel and 1 foot below each hip. So with keeping that really beautiful straight back, you've got the support from the standing arm there. We're going to go with a single arm lift and lower. 2, 1, off we go. Straight back. Now draw the arm close to the side. The arm stays almost straight. Draw it close to the side. I'm just going to show you from the other direction so that you can see. Now keep drawing up the tummy. Just put some support through the abdominals there and keep a nice straight, flat spine. You're drawing the upper back into action here too, all around the shoulder blade, into the lats, and you are done. Your 30 seconds is up. So nice and steady. Just change the hands over. If you're happy with staying in position, then do. Otherwise, you can stand upright in between each set. 2, 1, let's go. Pulling the arm in close to the side. I'm going to turn around again so you can see the working arms. Keep them coming. Keep the wrist in line. Don't let the wrist flex or do a kind of funny sort of kink. Keep the wrist strength working for you. Nice flat back. Lengthen through the spine. Breathe nice and freely. An out breath to lift the arm. And release it. Out breath. And release. So there's your 30 seconds, and you've done 1 set on each side. Looking good. And then we're going to work with the stair and get the heart and lungs going again here. So again, we're going to work with a 30-second interval. And if you wish, you can put in a second 30-second interval. I'm going to get you to be weight free here and just pump the arms. Just pump the arms. But if you wish, you can work with a bicep curl that uses a single weight in 2 hands and curls up and down. So we're going to go now. Step up, step off, and tap. Step up, step off, and tap. So don't worry too much about how the arms work with the legs. It's not a big choreography kind of demand here. It's just get the arms and legs moving, really. So keep them pumping. Step, step, floor, tap. Step, step, floor, tap. Get a nice tempo going. Keep the breath flowing nice and freely. That's your 30 seconds. Good, good. So if you'd like to do a second one, don't let me stop you. Otherwise, we're going to move from here into some kneeling and breath work. So this is where you kind of take your time. We switch off the timer. It's not really too important how much time you spend on this. It's more important that you really find the various positions. Now, so here's one that we didn't do in our little practice session. But what I want to do is I want to start with a wide foot position here. So you're going to be perched on your ball, and we're going to take one foot out to the side, and you've got a bent knee. So let's call this your left knee. You're going to rest your left elbow down on it, and I want you to take the right arm up and over in a lean. That's the one. Good, good. Just hold it there, and then up we come, sitting nice and straight and tall. And again, reaching up and over, and then nice and straight and tall. So this is about working into the thoracic spine again. You've got a little bit of a lean, you've got a little bit of a kind of lateral move in the thoracic spine. And we're just going to do 4 or so of those. To one side, and then up we come. Reverse that. You've got that nice broad position through the legs and feet. You're resting your right elbow on your right knee, and we're going to go with that overhead. Reach it over, lower it down. You can sit up here a little bit so that you work in between sort of leaning position and the upright position. If you don't feel like sitting up today, you just feel like leaning on the elbow, then absolutely fine to just use that as a static position and work the arm through the range like that. So you do the one that feels natural and productive and useful for you, and then up you sit back to upright. You can repeat these sections as much as you feel you'd like to. So we're going to take the ball out from underneath you, find some cushions, and get comfy in a couple of positions here that might be useful on Labour Day. So first of all, we're going to work with the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. And I'm just going to take you through a few of these, and then I'll let you press pause and you carry on at your own pace. So getting yourself comfortable here, you've got the knees a little wider than hip width, and you've kind of got your toes tucked underneath you, but use cushions to get yourself comfy here. Elbows resting on the ball. You're going to give me an out breath, and you're going to lift just the pelvic floor, just the pelvic floor. Breathing out, lift the pelvic floor. Breathing in, release the hold on the pelvic floor. And again, use your out breath, lift the pelvic floor, just the pelvic floor, nothing else. And breathing in, release and relax that hold. I want you to do one more here, just using the pelvic floor to lift. Use your out breath, you're creating the space in your abdominal cavity for this lift on the pelvic floor. Lift it all the way up, and then on your in-breath, release it all the way down. Now here, I want you to start lifting the pelvic floor. On the next out-breath, lift the pelvic floor. Now join that lift with the lower abs. Hug your baby with the lower abs. Now on your out-breath, release the lower abs, and now release the pelvic floor. And again, breathing out, pelvic floor first, and then the lower abs. Draw everything up, keep that out breath flowing, and then when you're ready to breathe in, the abs release first, and the pelvic floor second. Keep it coming. These take a bit of practice. They take practice to differentiate between pelvic floor and lower abs, finding the right bit of the pelvic floor. In other words, we're more interested in the vaginal area of the pelvic floor around the birth canal, less interested in the bits around the anus. Having said that, we need them all to work nicely in order to have a happy and functional life. So don't beat yourself up, just as long as you're working right the way through. Okay, so that's your breathing, your breath control one. Take your time in that and use it to your advantage. And then the other one I wanted you just to have a go with was just using sort of cushions, supports. You might have a yoga block or similar. Just get yourself into like a squatting position and hold the ball. Hold the ball, it's your new best buddy. Breathe, use some breathing movements here. Use some sort of rotational moves. Use the ball to roll and find this is going to sort of be a little bit of a comfort for you in between contractions. So work through a few ideas. It might all come back to you once you start getting into these moves with the ball from the last happy birthing experience or less than happy birthing experience. But just give yourself a few minutes to kind of become acquainted with this. This is going to be quite a useful tool for you in labour. And then the other one you can do is just seated on the ball and do some hip circles. This one is making a great noise on the floor, which I assure you is the effect of the ball on my sticky mat. I promise. And then I don't know what that sounds like on the microphone. Perhaps I'll move that out of the way. And then so use some circles in both directions. Just so these are another nice sort of in labour moves. Okay, so now to round off, what you need to do are some stretches. You need to really start to kind of look after yourself on your stretches. So we'll have a go with some seated ones. I'll keep the camera rolling just so you've got them for reference. And what we are going to do is start with a seated glute stretch. So with this one, you're perching towards the edge of your chair and you're going to rest one ankle on the other knee. Sit nice and straight and tall and just give a little bit of pressure through the knee to get your glute stretch into your outer thigh here. So hold it and give yourself time. So with all of these, you know, just you need a bit of time for the stretch to work. It's finding that balance. You don't want to overstretch. You need to kind of be conscious of the fact that the relaxin in your system will encourage looseness through the joints. So just take those, you know, as they feel right for you, really. Let's swap the legs over. So you're going to get the other ankle on the other knee and just ease the knee down towards the floor with some pressure on that knee. You've got that nice straight spine, nice upright pelvis to really find that position that finds the stretch around your glutes. And then we're going to release that, pop the foot to the floor and the hamstrings. So we mentioned the hamstrings earlier. You need to have a little bit of length available to you in the hamstrings. So just rest the same elbow as bent knee down onto that bent knee, making sure you've got soft extended knee out front here. And as you ease the bum bones back behind you, you should feel a stretch into your hamstring here. So just hold it, making sure you're flexing that knee gently. Now, you can take hold of the toe. Now, you might need to have a little bit of a wider position here so that the bump can find a space between the feet, between the legs, but just ease your toe up towards you. Keep supporting the back, and as with all of these, only as long as it's comfortable. And then release that toe nice and gently. And we're going to have a go with the other side. So extending the foot out, and you're starting just with the knee softly flexed and easing the bum bones out behind you. If you can have the foot more out in front here, it will be a better stretch, but I appreciate that as the bump increases in scale, that might become a bit more tricky. And then wherever you can get the foot comfortably, reach down, see if you can grab the toe and ease the calf muscle out there, nice and gently. Keep breathing freely all the time through these, and then release and relax. I'm just going to suggest a couple more calf at least one more calf stretch to you. I'm going to, just so you've got this recorded, keep it running. So we're going to take here some sort of support. So let me find my, I've got a yoga block. So I've got this yoga block, which is a bit thick, really. If you've got one that's slightly thinner, then that would be better. And then the other thing I've got are these half sort of cylinder things. You might not have one of those. I don't know that I've given you one. But so using your chair, if you need to, just for a little bit of balance, you're going to rest your toes, the ball of the feet, on your elevated thing, whether that be your block or your half dome, and just bend through both knees to get a stretch around the base of the calf. So just working with that calf stretch idea. Ease out through there. And then release that nice and gently and transfer the block so that it's underneath the ball of the other foot. And again, bend through both knees. So just looking down and ensuring that your feet are parallel. You've got 1 foot below each hip and the knees are above the toes. All you need is a sort of, you know, a small bend through the knees, and that really, because you've got the elevation underneath the ball of the foot, you should hopefully find the stretch in the calf there. So then nice and gently come up from there. Now the muscle we haven't really touched upon is your front of thigh muscle here. Now, standing on one leg as you go through the final few weeks might become rather sort of testing. So this one, which is an option, probably now that's okay, but what you can do with this one is do it on your side. So you'd be down on the floor. So you do this one while you're still in your lying down section at the end, and you can have your elbow supporting your shoulder and lying sideways on. You can draw the heel up to the bum, and that gives you a stretch through the front of the thigh. So, sorry, I've done that one completely out of order with the rest of your exercises, but you know, you can pick that one up at the end of your breathing and your pelvic floor section and just get that stretch through the front of the thigh. Taking your time to take your legs across to the other side. Get yourself comfortable on your other elbow, making sure it's directly below your shoulder so that it's the elbow and the bones that are taking the upper body weight, and you're not putting any strain on the shoulder. Ease the other heel towards the bum and draw the knee back there, and just hold for a few seconds. Don't hold for too long, and then again ease the knee forward to release it and release the foot. And when you come up from any sort of lying down position, especially as you get bigger, and take your time, really kind of give yourself the opportunity to let the blood return to all the right bits. So hopefully that all makes sense. I'm going to give you a round of applause. Well done. Woo-hoo. And I'm going to pause the recording, but don't go away.